when you are in cosplay, when you are getting ready and in your cosplay, you are neither yourself and you are neither that character.
With cosplay, do you get any heat or have difficulty from people with doing that?
I'm lucky enough to have not been bullied so far, touch wood. And when I cosplay, I've just been getting a lot of love. A lot of people do mistake me for an actual woman, which I suppose is a good thing because it means I'm doing the right thing.
Cosplay, the practice of dressing up as a character from a film, book, or video game. Do I know what it is? No way. But I'm ready to delve deep into the cosplay community and discover what inspires them. You'll learn words like fandom, closet play, mashup, and gender bending. I'm even contemplating dressing up in my first cosplay for Comic-Con, if I'm convinced. I'm Miles Cloutier, and if you want to be wowed, stick with me. Let's go.
Another beautiful morning in Cape Town, and I look forward to meeting with Blake and Wesley and see what their story is about cosplay. Thanks for having me, Blake. This is such a lovely space you have here.
And thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here with you guys.
Could you tell me about how cosplay started for you?
Cosplay started for me a bit strangely. Firstly, I didn't know what cosplay was for the longest time. My dearly beloved grandmother, who's unfortunately no longer with me, used to sew costumes for me as a child. My grandmother was a bridal seamstress in her heyday. And I'd always say, no, Mama, I want to look like this character on TV. Mama, I want to look like this character. And at that point in time, I didn't know that cosplay was a word, let alone an entire global community. When I entered university, I was made aware of events that happened around Cape Town concerning cosplayers, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I'd really like to go to one of these. And one day I rocked up at one of the picnic events in Kirstenbosch Gardens, and I thought, wow, there's a whole bunch of creative people here. This is amazing. And that's how I started getting into cosplay, by basically being adopted by other cosplayers that have been in the community for a very long time, namely Yamaki Cosplay and Baka Sakura. Those were my cosplay parents, if we'd like to call them that. And I mostly started getting into it when I was in my final year of university. I was 21 at the time. Unfortunately, during my university career, I got really sick.
What was it that happened?
We kept thinking that it was various cases of the flu, because it was, your normal congestion, body pain, headaches, and so on. My doctor at the university at the time took a look at my eyes, was the one thing that stood out for her, and she said, I looked like I had jaundice. And we did a blood test. Thankfully, it came back as negative for jaundice, but unfortunately, she did find a diagnosis of Gilbert syndrome, which is a genetic condition that affects my liver. And she explained it as, if you have a pile of dirty dishes, a normal person has 2 people washing up that pile of dirty dishes in your system. I only have 1. So when the pile of dirty dishes gets a bit too much, that's when a flare-up happens and I get really sick. It is manageable, though, through lifestyle changes, such as changes in diet, exercise, getting lots of rest, lots of sleep, which doesn't really work for a cosplayer because you want to be on the go all the time.
So it affects your life?
It does. Everything from just being at home to being at the office, doing what I love, which is cosplay. It does have an effect, but again, the community is so understanding and so helpful. I always have friends with me at events that if I need something, they will help me get it. Do I need a glass of water? Do I need help just standing up, getting to a specific place? So I'm very grateful for everyone in the community that has helped me thus far to still be the cosplayer that I am.
Can you tell me about the university thesis you did on cosplay?
My university thesis wasn't specifically on cosplay, but it was a very big element of it. When I did get my diagnosis, I was bedridden for 6 weeks. And my only contact to the outside world was through my cell phone and through my computer, which even that was very difficult to sit at the time. And during this period of time, I read a book called Half Real by Jesper Juhl.
What did you learn from that book?
That a lot of things that happen in life are half real experiences.
Half real experience.
Yes.
What's a half real experience?
It's an experience that is in the moment but has a barrier to it. So like talking on your cell phone or even sending a text message, you are aware that you are talking to a real life person in real time, but they are not standing in front of you and they are not tangible to you in that moment. So with my university thesis, that was the base for my thesis, half real experiences. Okay, so I'm an avid arcade gamer, mainly because I do not have platforms at home to game on. So I really like first-person shooter games, but the first-person shooters, not where the guns are mounted on the game itself, the guns that you can actually pick up and turn with. That is a half real experience because you are standing in the arcade with this gun in your hands that can shoot and can reload, but you're aiming at a screen and the world beyond that screen isn't real, it's digital. So you are creating physical moments in the real world but affecting something in the digital realm. And that is a very good example of a half real experience in terms of gaming. So the same for me was with cosplay. When you are in cosplay, when you are getting ready and in your cosplay, you are neither yourself and you are neither that character in its entirety. You are an amalgamation between the two. So that gray area is the half real experience with cosplay.
That's an interesting way to explain your experience, and it's quite analytic and philosophical in a way.
I am somebody that enjoys transforming myself. Every day is a new day to reinvent myself, to explore something new, to become better at something. Also, the characters that I cosplay gives me the opportunity to forget about my physical faults, if we'd like to call it that. Not to refer to myself as a machine, but having flaws as a human being, experiencing pain, experiencing depression. Being in cosplay gives me the opportunity to feel beyond that. I can leave behind my weak body or my sadness or my anger and just transition into a space where I'm at my best as that character.
Are you less human when you're cosplaying?
I would think it would depend what I'm cosplaying. So when I am in cosplay and the character has super strength or super speed, I forget about that state of being less human that I've imposed on myself.
Now, you have a lot of positive influences with your friends and community in cosplay. What about the negativity? How do you deal with that?
There will always be negativity in the community. We can accept to let it get to us or not. We can't stop it, no matter how much we educate.
I'd like to know more about the characters you do for cosplay.
I started mainly with anime. I've expanded into characters from games and cartoons. One day I would like to replicate something from a movie, but I don't think I'm at that skill level just yet.
Do you have any favorite movies?
I mainly watch animated movies. If I had to pick a favorite, it would be Princess Mononoke. It's such a compelling story between humans and nature and how humans have an impact on the planet.
Could you explain to me what cosplay means to you?
Cosplay, to me, is an opportunity to transform and create. Having always been a creative person, I feel that this is the journey that I'm going to keep walking, and I hope to be one of those grannies that still attend cons in full cosplay and adopt all these little cosplay children that I can coach and mentor going forward.
You know, Blake, you could start by mentoring me.
Sure,
What
we
do
can
you think?
that.
What do you think I could dress up as for Comic-Con this year?
I see you as a character from Jujutsu Kaisen named Nanami Kento. He's also very business suit, all about the business, but still has a very caring heart.
Could you tell me about your cosplay character for today?
So today I will be cosplaying Catra from She-Ra and the Princesses of Power.
Wow, are you a cat?
Yes, I am a cat,
With very
and my
long
name
nails.
is Catra.
And do you have very long nails?
I do indeed have very long nails.
And do you have fangs, I see?
I do.
How does that work? It's just two.
Just the two. Two top ones.
Do you like get those somewhere or?
No, I've actually used polymorph beads and then molded the fangs to my teeth.
So did you make them yourself?
I did make them. They just clip in and out of my teeth.
And what else can you tell me about your outfit?
Well, the claws I made myself from Black Warbler because my nails are oddly shaped. I can't use fake nails. The wig is made from two different wigs spliced together to get volume. My ears are made by a good friend of mine, Bunny. She runs a company called Senpai, the Waifu Store. My bodysuit is made out of various materials, including lycra, scuba, cotton lycra, and stretch pleather. Then my tail is made from in the articulation style. So it has segments so that I do have free movement of the tail. The brown color was dyed using acrylic paint and a toothbrush.
And you did that yourself?
I did all of that myself.
And have you made this whole outfit yourself?
Yes, I did. This is actually my third Catra bodysuit. She has more than one look during all the different seasons of She-Ra. And I like this version the most because it appeared when she came to her full potential, owning her own power and taking charge. She didn't stand in anyone else's shadow. This was my first of many villain cosplays to come, and I found her very fun and interesting to portray.
And do you like the villains, or is it something new that you're doing?
I find the villains very interesting because nobody's born a villain. Villains are made. And she has a lot of redeeming qualities that I hope to take forward, learning from her as well. So it's not, you're not a villain because you've made mistakes or have lost your way. It's a learning experience. And everyone has the potential to become a hero in their own right.
What do you think makes a villain?
I would think a lot of villains are misled heroes. People who have lost their way or have been manipulated or only told a certain aspect of the truth.
And what made Catra a villain?
Catra's a very special case. When she was very young, she was taken in by the Horde, which was known as the evil Horde to anyone outside of them, and was brought up with this ideality that everything beyond the Horde was evil, and that those people were actually the bad guys that needed to be eliminated. And with Catra, she saw her best friend Adora as siding with everyone outside the Horde, as her becoming the villain, the enemy. And it becomes Catra's goal to overthrow Adora and her forces because she seeks that validation from Lord Hordak.
That means cat fights.
Yes!
And do you win?
No.
But can you tell me how this character makes you feel better being dressed up in, as opposed to, you know, the difficulties you struggle with in normal life?
Okay, so Catra makes me feel more powerful because she's extremely athletic, she's very quick on her feet, has her own strength and power with her fangs and her claws, very nimble, can see in the dark, which is really nice because I'm blind as a bat at night.
So you're not afraid of the dark then?
I'm actually petrified of the dark.
Yeah.
Purely because I can't see in the dark, unlike Catra.
But not anymore.
Not anymore.
And tell me about the eyes, because you have two different color eyes. How does that happen?
So Catra has heterochromia, which a lot of cats do not suffer from, but it does occur more common in cats than any other animals. Generally, it is one blue eye and one other color eye. So you'll get blue and yellow variants, blue and green variants, sometimes blue and brown.
Have you ever taken this outfit out into the real world just on a regular day? No Comic-Con or anything like that?
No.
Would you be willing to try and see
I
what
would be
happens?
willing to try.
Okay, I think we should go somewhere and see what happens.
Sure, let's go.
Brendan, hi.
How's the bestie?
You look great.
Thank you so much.
Are you feeling comfortable?
Yeah, like there's a lot on and it's a little bit hot, but I feel really cool and the coolness is outweighing like the uncomfortableness of it. So I'm really excited with how it turned out. I'm super happy and I feel really cool.
I love it. You look great. I'm
Thank
so
you so
excited
much.
to take photos of you.
Awesome.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay, let's go. Cool. Okay, so I'm thinking we can really take advantage of the old architecture at Wits.
Yeah, I think maybe if we go to the old engineering building and the Great Hall, they've got some really cool pillars, which I think work really nicely for that kind of like, you know, old medieval aesthetic vibe that we're going for with this costume.
Yeah, and we can also like take some really cool pics of your new sword, maybe your
Yeah.
helmet.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Fantastic, sounds good.
Yeah,
Let's go take
great.
some awesome photos.
Cool, let's go. Now. And it looks like it took so much time.
Thank you, thank you.
Could never be me.
I'm hoping I do well in the
You
competition.
are gonna do well. I'm so
Hopefully.
excited to like see you, like I said, bringing my camera there as well.
Yeah,
So we can have like a nice, you know?
yeah. So this will be for Thursday and Sunday, and
Yeah.
then on the Friday, I'm wearing Clone Commander Doom,
Yes!
and Saturday, the Mando costume.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So it's a whole weekend of Star Wars, but
And some medieval thrown in there.
yeah.
See, look, most of the ivy's gone.
Oh yeah,
Look
yeah.
at
No, we
that.
can take some epic
Yeah,
photos
that'll be
there.
really
That'll
cool
look
to
really
take.
nice.
The lighting is really nice as well. you're not getting any like harsh.
Yeah, but we might get some interesting looks from people wondering like what's going on here.
What's going on?
Why is he dressed like that? But I do love interacting with people when I'm in cosplay, like seeing people's reactions. It's really cool.
Of course.
So, yeah, the door or the brick and the ivy and stuff.
Yeah, the door's pretty nice except for like the little
Except for the
notice.
sticker and the rat
Don't we could
bracelet.
like... That looks great. Okay. Maybe can we do one where you're holding your helmet? Yeah, like you're about to take it off. Nice.
So I have a fun surprise for everybody at Comic-Con Africa. I just heard that Jamie Campbell Bower, aka One, aka Henry, aka Vecna from Stranger Things, is going to be at Comic-Con Africa. I could not pass up this opportunity. And if you guys know me, you know that I always throw in a last-minute cosplay right before Comic-Con. So just for Jamie Campbell Bower, I have made something very special, inspired by Lychee Cosplay, who originally did this. I present to you the upside gown. Inspired by the upside down, I got the go-ahead from the original creator of this concept, which is Lychee Cosplay, and I've made it out of an old corset, which I've recycled, some plastic bin bags, and I've made all of these vines out of rolled up wire that was wrapped in bubble wrap and then painted over. And I'm so proud of it. This took me just 2 days to make. It would be a lot more detailed and a lot more in-depth with the paint and everything if I had more time, but this is my 2-day con crunch project. So I have a few more final little touches I need to do on it. I want to put a hairdryer to the plastic just to wrinkle it up so it doesn't look so plastic.
Wesley, do you cosplay full-time?
No, I do not. I have a full-time job, so this is a hobby of mine.
And what's your full-time job?
I'm a librarian.
A librarian. Do you have a particular favorite genre of books?
Science fiction and fantasy is what I like to read the most.
Does science fiction and fantasy tie in at all with cosplay?
I think it does. Many of the characters we cosplay are from the science fiction and fantasy genre.
Can you tell me, Wesley, about the characters that you cosplay?
So I cosplay male and female characters. When I do the female characters, it's called crossplay. And many of the characters I've cosplayed in the past have been mature or conservative characters. Not normally the main character. They sort of keep the cast together with their maturity. That's the kind of characters that I cosplay.
Have you done Mrs. Doubtfire?
I have not.
Would you consider doing Mrs. Doubtfire?
I would consider it, yes.
Do you think you could be as good as Robin Williams?
No.
Why not?
Not by far. He's had years of experience and he's just a natural at it.
Can you tell me what crossplay means?
So crossplay means to cosplay a character of an opposite gender to yourself. So as a male, I would cosplay a female character, dress up as a female character.
Why would you do that? Did you run out of male characters?
No, simply because I like the character. So whatever character I like or can identify with, I would cosplay them.
And specifically, what are the characters that you're interested or enjoy?
In the past, I've cosplayed a character called Takara Miyuki from an anime called Lucky Star. She is the nerdy, quiet character amongst the group. I sort of identify with that kind of character because I'm the sort of quiet one among my group of friends. Another character would be Sailor Pluto from Sailor Moon. She's the mature, older character, and she sort of binds the group together in a way.
Could you explain to me the difference between a drag show or a drag queen and a crossplay?
From my understanding, or what I would say the difference is, cosplaying or cross-playing, you are taking an existing character and dressing up as that. Whereas drag queens are normally create their own drag persona with an original name and personality, and they perform as that character. Whereas crossplay, you are an existing character and you're performing as that character.
Are there drag queens in cosplay?
There are drag queens that cosplay. Chad Michaels is one of them that does a lot of cosplay. Female characters as well. So there is overlap between the two at some point. Yeah.
And can you tell me how you got into cosplay?
I got into cosplay, I think it was in 2016. A friend of mine had told me that there was a convention in Cape Town, a comic convention, and I'd never known that before. I'd heard of cosplay before, but never had the opportunity to do it myself. So when I heard that this convention was happening, I thought it's a good time to get into cosplay. So I made my very first one, which wasn't very good.
What was your very first cosplay?
My very first one at a convention was a character called Ichigo Zangetsu from an anime called Bleach. So he's like the dark version of the main character. And it was...
It's from Bleach, but he's dark.
It's from Bleach, but he's dark.
Okay.
He looks white, as like bleached out white hair and white clothing. So it was pretty easy to put together, and I could make it in a short period of time.
Your inspiration in the early days and now, it comes from anime or manga. Is that right?
Yes, I mostly watch anime. I read novels more than I do manga, but I watch a lot of anime, so my inspiration comes from anime.
And did that start before 2016, your first cosplay?
My love for anime started years before. It's like from childhood watching Pokemon and the other shows that would air locally before I had access to internet. So yeah, anime has been a part of my life for a long time.
And when you found internet, I mean, it gave you access to the whole world and the whole gamut of manga and anime and all of these things.
Yes, it opened up a huge world for me. And I discovered a lot of different genres that I like, different types of characters. So it was interesting and eye-opening.
In addition to being a librarian, you fabricate costumes for cosplay. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, so in my spare time after hours and on weekends, I do all my crafting. We've created this space. I share it with my partner. So I do the clothing part of it. With my own cosplays, I do it completely. With normal things, my partner would help me with maybe like armor work or things like that. I taught myself how to sew from a very young age with making my sister clothing items. And then I stopped for a good couple of years. And then when I started getting into cosplay, I picked up the skill again. And I do commission work for people in the area, alterations and fabrication of clothing items from scratch.
And will that be for cosplay or outside of that?
For the local community, it's not for cosplay. It's normal clothing items that I replicate or fix up for them.
And you have a tremendous amount of equipment and trinkets and all sorts of stuff. Amazing collection of puppets. You have one puppet with a microphone on it. Looks like he does customer service or something.
That happened during lockdown when we just needed something to do with it. Let's create puppets. So that's how that came about. A lot of the equipment is shared. Some are mine, some are my partners. And we use each other's things all the time. So.
Could you tell me about the cosplay community and how you're involved in it?
I'm currently the chairperson of Cosplay Cape Town. So I would say I'm very involved locally. And we organize a whole lot of things for the local cosplayers.
Can you tell me about the events that you promote and how people can get involved in those?
You can find us online on Facebook and Instagram under Cosplay Cape Town. And we'll periodically advertise local events. There's a few that we do in the year, namely the picnics. So we'd have Valentine's Day picnic, Halloween picnic, and a Christmas picnic.
And you dress up in cosplay for the picnics?
We dress up in cosplay, we go somewhere nice, and we have a picnic.
And is that community growing?
The community is growing very fast. I think on our Facebook group, we've got almost 3,000 members.
With cosplay, do you get any heat or have difficulty from people with doing that?
I'm lucky enough to have not been bullied so far, touch wood. And when I crossplay, I've just been getting a lot of love. A lot of people do mistake me for an actual woman, which I suppose is a good thing because it means I'm doing the right thing.
Is that the goal?
The goal is not really to be a woman, it's just to portray the character, the female character that I like. Most of my friends know I'm male, so they just love it when I'm in crossplay and they can actually see the character in front of them.
I'm getting dressed up for Comic-Con this year. I don't know as what yet, but what would you say that I could pull off as a convincing cosplay?
I think you would do great as some sort of warrior or medieval character, maybe like a pirate or a Viking warrior. I can't think of any specific character, but I know you could pull off one of those characters very well.
No female characters.
No, not for you. You
Why
can do
not?
it because there's a lot of male cosplayers who have cosplayed in female character, but they still have the facial hair and they not specifically acting like a woman.
And who are you going to be showing me today?
Today I'm going to be showing you the character Takara Miyuki from Lucky Star. So I'll be cross-playing for you today.
Oh, you will be?
Yeah.
And about how long does it take you to get ready?
The makeup is the longest bit, but not really, because getting into the outfit is...
I mean, that's like what my
simple.
wife says is like, not that long, but then we miss the party,
I think your wife is right in whatever she says.
Wow, and it's Lucky Star.
Yeah.
And where's the Lucky Star from?
It's a Japanese anime and manga. It's a slice of life anime, so it's basically sharing the daily lives of the characters in a high school setting in this case. So Lucky Star, and I am Miyuki Takara, one of the characters.
And when did you first start doing this character?
Might have been 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was for the last Comic-Con, so 2019. Yeah.
And can you tell me about the character's personality?
So Miyuki is the quiet, shy, reserved character amongst the group. So she gets teased a lot for her height and her chest proportions by her one friend. But she's usually she is the smart, shy type.
Can you tell me if you would consider yourself to have these characteristics, shy, reserved, why do you pick a character that's like yourself? Is that really cosplay?
I suppose some of us are drawn to characters with similar personalities to us, and that is cosplay in a way, but you get to do it within the space of another character.
Is that your comfort zone then for characters?
Currently, like up till now, that's been my default character preference, but for Comic-Con Africa this year, I'd be doing a character that's very loud and angry and a very in-your-face character, which is very different than what I normally do. So it'll be interesting to get into that character.
And what will you be doing at Comic-Con this year? What's your plan?
So my plan for Comic-Con this year is to do, for the 3 days, a character from My Hero Academia called Katsuki Bakugo. He's one of the heroes. Very angry boy, he's got explosive superpowers. Doesn't like people who kiss up to him or just like nice to him. He doesn't like people really, and that's going to be interesting to portray. And then for the one day, which will be Friday, I'll be doing a character called Toma from Genshin Impact.
And are you competing at all at Comic-Con?
I'm not competing for the Masters. I might be competing in one of the casual competitions on one of the days.
And do you have any more plans? Is there anything you'd like to see at Comic-Con, or what are your highlights? What do you really enjoy doing?
I really enjoy meeting up with all my cosplay friends from Joburg because we haven't seen each other for almost 3 years. and just experiencing the new artwork in the artist alley. And
is there anything like any items you want to get or things you want to acquire while you're there?
prints,
What's
cosplay prints.
What's a print?
It's when cosplayers photograph themselves in their cosplay and then either sell it or give it to their friends. And then also some of the artwork that you can find in the artist alley. Some of them are limited edition, you can't find them anywhere else. So that's also something interesting.
Do you collect prints and artwork?
I do, not often, but when I see something I really like, then I would buy it.
Do you think it would affect your job if you went to work at the library in cosplay?
I don't think it would affect my work at all. I think the patrons and my colleagues would love it. Just getting them to do it as well would be a major hurdle, but I am trying to bring it into my workplace more. There are days where the school children dress up as book characters. It's like book day or something like that. And then they come to us at the library to pick out a book and choose a character from a book that they can dress up as for school.
So you don't think your boss would mind?
My boss wouldn't mind. I've actually been to one convention with my work, like in a work capacity, and we cosplayed it at that event, and that was pretty fun, so they don't mind it at all.
Wesley, you do a lot of fabricating and creating things in your studio. When will you, or do you plan on, entering into a competition?
I actually have entered into competitions before and won a few of them, either first, second, or third place. But next year I'm going to enter into Comic-Con Cape Town, which is the Cape Town leg of Comic-Con Africa, and hopefully I'll place there.
Do you have any plans for what you'll do in Comic-Con Cape Town?
Yes, my main one is a secret for now, so I'm not going to divulge that. But another big build that I'm going to be doing is a proper version of Toma from Genshin Impact, because the one I'm taking up for Comic-Con Africa this year is a casual version. So I plan to make it fully for Comic-Con Cape Town.
Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
You're thinking about the damsel in distress you're going to save. Oh my gosh, the cherry blossoms. Hey.
Ooh, those will be a nice
Ooh.
place to get.
I think so.
photos.
Let's go around there
Yeah.
and then we can go take.
His Majesty.
Like that little portion.
Yeah, just that,
Ooh,
just
that's
there,
gonna
like
look-
for a headshot.
Yeah, this is gonna look nice here.
You're gonna see, it's gonna show the softer side of those nice shining knights in armor. Oh, these are nice. Oh, wow. Ooh. Oh, wow. Wow, Brendan. Brendan, look.
So what I'm doing here basically is just heating up the plastic so that it's more malleable, and then scrunching it up with my hands so that it has that crinkled effect. I'm trying to make the dress look more weathered and shredded, but all in all, I'm actually pretty happy with it, and I think I'm gonna put it on now so that you guys can see how it looks. Here it is, the upside gown. As far as comfort goes, it's actually pretty comfortable. On a bonus side, I'm not going to be wearing a wig with it, so that's a great plus. I'm going to be having my hair slicked back with gel, and I'm going to have some tendrils kind of making out of the tips of the hair. It's actually pretty comfortable. I mean, it's really stiff. I thought it was going to be a lot harder to get into than it was, so I'm very pleasantly surprised at how easy it was to get into. And as far as a green costume goes, this is very eco-friendly because it's made all out of recycled materials. And I hope Jamie likes it.
That's the end of my trip to Cape Town. Next up, I have to get my costume ready for the big event, Comic-Con.
Cosplay lingo for today. Crossplay. Crossplay is when the cosplayers dress in a costume that does not match their own gender identity. Spliced. Cut up and put together, usually pertaining to two wigs that have been split up and put back together in a different form, either two halves together or to give it more volume.
We have like people, you know, in their like late 50s, whatever, even coming up to us and say, oh, you know, this character was like so iconic growing up for me.
I'm very much a fangirl when it comes to Assassin's Creed.